Unfortunately, I continue to have major issues with the trim tilt motor. It's just going. It needs to be replaced. I couldn't get it to go up and down most of yesterday, and all of this morning until just now. And I keep hunting these phantom issues in the wiring that just don't exist. The wiring is solid all the way down to here. What happened was just now, and I've done this before, but it just now I guess I tapped in the right spot. As I was pushing up and down on these buttons, I tapped just with a tiny little tool right up here in this electrical area where I've been hearing some crackling sounds of electricity, I believe. Probably the brushes inside the top of that are just going bad, which is actually repairable, but it's generally with labor more cost effective just to replace the trim tilt motor. Anyways, let's see if it will go up and down right now, and let's see if it will demonstrate some of the noises that clearly indicate its imminent failure. Okay, so it's not going at all. Come on. Just before I went and got the camera, it was actually going. Just barely. Come on. There we go. See, after all of that clicking, I just did that over and over again until eventually it started working. See, now it sounds just fine. But just before it actually starts working, after, it's not working and I have to just basically tickle these over and over again, there'll be a little crackling in the top of that. So inside this are where the wires meet, some contacts, and there are brushes where those contacts brush up against a coil in order to create the electricity to turn the motor, to pump the hydraulic fluid up and down, to basically raise this up and down. It's really common that those brushes go bad. That's why when you hear of a brushless motor, it's such a good thing, because brushes make contact, therefore they're going to wear. So for right now, this is working. And just for the record, this is what happens when, I should probably demonstrate it when it's clicking. So what happens is when this is removed, you don't hear anything here. Not just you don't hear anything down there, but you don't hear anything on the relays. But when this issue happens, let's see if I can get this back in there with one hand. Come on. When this issue happens, it's not in the right spot. There we go. Then this will click. You'll get clicking on the relays. And if I pull those relays off and measure it with a multimeter at the relays or down at one of these connectors, you'll still get power going through. When you take this off, or when that blows, then you don't get any power or any clicking at the relays. So that's the difference between if the issue were just I guess we'll edit this part out, a fuse, but that's not what it is. And it's not the switch either. See it's starting to, there we go. It's gonna be hard to hear now because there's a motor running next door.